Hey guys, welcome back to Economics and Comics. I'm very happy to be able to do this today. Um, it's basically the first ever veterans and first responders charity drive. 100% of the donations go to Crossroad Therapies Farms. So we have a bunch of guests today. I'd like you to think about maybe saving, maybe not buying as many comics tomorrow, save a couple bucks and donate. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to go through everything. I know there might not be a lot of people live currently, but for those who come late or later and watch this video, all the information you need is in the description of the video. And please donate. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and I love the vets. I appreciate everything they do, and first responders. We have a lot of subscribers that are veterans and first responders, and I love everything you've done for me, and I want to give back as much as possible. So I hope you guys are interested in that. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in some people. We have Brad, founder and president. We have John, who is the treasurer, and we have Nolan from Outcast Comics. Nolan reached out to me. He's part of the new Econ 5 crew and the coalition. And as soon as he did, I was 100% on board. And I'm sure you guys are. I'm gonna, be real quick on what I'm saying. But I'm going to let these guys do all the talking. I'll show you their site and all that and what it's all about. But I'd like to just kind of one by one kind of go through everything. Well, I guess we'll start off with Brad, the founder of Crossroad Therapy Farms. I'm really excited. We got a lot of people. I got Lee in here. He's Special Forces, one of my good friends, as well as Daniel Rose, U.S. Army. There's going to be a bunch of guys jumping in, but I wanted to say thank you so much, Brad and everyone, for giving me the opportunity. Don't forget, John, you are muted for later, and for giving me the opportunity to host this for you. I mean, this means a lot to me, and so do you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to let Brad kind of give a little breakdown of himself and what it's about, and then we're just going to kind of let them all talk, and we'll have a little conversation and see what we can do. I will be posting the links, etc., in the chat. So if you want to donate, all you got to do is click that link and go over, or in the description. So Brad, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much. What's up? Why don't you tell us about yourself, Brad, and everything that's going on?
Sure thing, Billy. Hey, we appreciate your support in the economics and comics. We appreciate you guys for having us on this channel right now. First off, I wanted to just tell you guys that I appreciate the support that we get from everybody, and happy 245th Marine Corps birthday, hoorah. I'm Brad Fulsch, founder and president of Crossroad Therapy Farms. I served in the Marine Corps from 04 to 08. I did a couple of combat deployments to Iraq back in 2007. I lost a couple guys that I served with, and then I was injured myself. I was hospitalized for almost a year with a traumatic brain injury, as well as PTSD and 8 herniated discs in my back, 3 later rupture of my sciatic nerve. I became paralyzed from the waist down for about 6 months before I had 2 major back surgeries at 23 years old. Throughout my recovery, I always wanted to give back, and I didn't know how. So I started going to school, community college at Mount Hood Community College in 2008, and then moved forward to Arizona State University in 2011 and went there until 2014, where I got my bachelor's degree in social work. In 2014, I started having a dream to start something with veterans, having some kind of nonprofit organization after interning at the Arizona State Veterans Home. And I also worked as a work study at the Arizona Phoenix VA hospital within the mental health department. That's kind of what got me into wanting to do mental health stuff with veterans. Then I moved to Ohio in 2014, where I went to school at The Ohio State University for my master's degree in social work from 2015 to 2016, where I interned at the Columbus VA hospital until 2016 and graduated in 2016 with my master's degree. While I was going to school, I worked at Vance Outdoors, which is a gun retail store out here, and 2 guys I worked with, they committed suicide. I didn't know what it was going to look like for me moving forward. It really kind of struck me hard, especially because one of them was with the Ohio National Guard. And for reasons, I'm not going to disclose their names, but I'm sure a lot of us have either been through somebody that has committed suicide or known somebody that has known somebody that has committed suicide, or some form we've known somebody some way that has committed suicide or been close to it. And so for me, when I went through and watched the memorial and seen the guy who served in Ohio National Guard, his dad gave his own eulogy, who used to be a pastor, had stopped being a pastor. That was really hard for me. And during the time I was watching his wake, it spoke to me. And I had an idea to start a nonprofit therapy farm. Being a city kid from Portland, Oregon originally, I didn't know what that was going to look like. I knew nothing about farming, had no clue, was new to Ohio, and there's lots of farming here, but I was a city kid. And so through, for me, my higher power is God. Everybody has a different higher power, a different belief system, and that's okay. And we accept that here at Cross Plus Road Therapy Farms. But for me, God really spoke to me and gave me a lot of insight. And, different people came into my path and different networking opportunities came forward. And just slowly we've been growing. So we originated this nonprofit in September 16th, 2019 is when I first originated it through the state of Ohio. Since then, I've been working on all kinds of legal formalities and trying to get this thing up and running. We became tax exempt through the IRS June 29th, 2020. 2020 is when we became tax exempt.
Oh, we lost him.
We lost him.
He'll come right back. I don't know, John, if you want to carry on a little bit, if you know where he was going with that. He'll come right back in, I'm sure, though.
Yeah, sure will, Bill. Hey, thanks for hosting this. I do appreciate it. Hey, for all those veterans out there, hey, happy Veterans Day to you. And some may not be as happy as others, but just want to say thank you for serving. And I know a lot of us serve because we love this country. I'm John Lee Erickson. I have kind of a pseudo, I go by my middle name. Sometimes I go by my first name. So it all depends where you see me. 23-year veteran of the Air Force. I know a lot of out there, happy 245th birthday to the Marines out there. Hoorah, not hoorah, right? Done a lot of different jobs in the Air Force. And a majority of it was working with Air Force Special Operations. So, and out there to my Special Operations brethren, good on you. So after I retired after 23 years, I'm working for the federal service and became a part-time police officer because I still want to serve. There's something I was missing. And then along that, down the road, we thank you there, Lee. Down the road, I met Brad, and it kind of brought everything to a full circle. In my life, my dad was a long-range recon patrol in the 173rd LRPS separate. And growing up as a kid, my dad never talked about anything. And then I became in the military, especially when I was going through. I came in '85 and missed Panama, but got all the Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and Desert Shaft. And so I kind of connected with my dad. My dad connected with me, and I kind of understood the stressors of what it's like to be in the military in a combat situation. For my dad, per se, he never talked about it. And that eventually boiled down to him taking his life at 72 years old. And he wasn't the first veteran that I knew that took his or her life. It's something that now that, Brad and I are talking, and also Nolan, and, starting this at the ground level, this Crossroad Therapy Farms, is to get veterans talking. And for me, talking about the things that are triggers for me, whatnot, it helps a lot. I was diagnosed with. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, I'm trying to hear where the feedback's coming from.
You have your fan on.
Let me see. I'm just going to do something really fast. Someone working outside somewhere?
Out here.
Hey, Brad, it's you. I don't know why, but it's you for sure. It might be your mic. Turn it down a little bit.
I think the crayons are rolling around the table.
That's me. That's me. You're muted now, Brad. But yeah, it's real crazy. To the suicide. It's just, uh, I don't know what to say. I have a lot of friends that served that committed suicide. I have a lot of friends that didn't serve that committed suicide. Um, it's amazing. I don't know what to say. It's a very sad thing.
Yeah.
And
It is difficult. It is difficult to say because, who knows, from one day to another, the individual that one day looks normal and the next, but you don't see what's inside somebody, what they need to get out and talk and talk with others that experience the same thing. The big thing I think in our foundation is going to point out is that you're not alone. That's been used a lot, but it's true. You talk to other veterans and Brad can contest to this, and Nolan also as a first responder, that you get together with folks that you have the like mind and you're able to talk things out. There's nothing new under the sun. So somebody else that that you served with or that has served either as first responder or in the military has either been through it or known somebody that's been through the same situation. And that's what's very important. That's what I learned from my dad, and is that you don't talk about it. You keep all these demons inside, and that's when it bottles up. It gets you in the end.
yeah. So what I like when we were talking earlier with Brad, I don't know if your mic's still, you want to unmute maybe, or
So,
Right here.
Oh, that was weird. It went away. Okay. So maybe it's just because you had to talk. What I thought was very interesting is in regard to you guys, you're going to make sure that everyone that works or is part of the therapy or the
go into the program.
Essentially,
yeah.
everybody that is going through one of the two programs, which I'll cover right now, real quick. The two programs that we have is going to be called Faith and Renewed. Faith is about friendly assistance and traumatic healing, which it is what it sounds like. It's a more religious standpoint, Christian-based background. You can be any denomination. That's fine. We'll work, with you for your higher power and the way that you view your higher power. Renewed is redirecting exposures needing empowerment and educational development, which that's going to take more of an education and resource based. Everybody working directly with a first responder and veterans, is going to be a first responder or veteran.
I
We're
love
not anybody in the organization working directly hands to hand with these veterans and first responders that is not one of them, because we want it to be peer led. So we want somebody that has been through the experience, somebody that's dealt with the stuff. A lot of people get what I mean by that. Just, I don't want to use any other words but stuff with this. But there's just a lot that we go through that civilians just cannot relate to. And all those civilians can be compassionate and want to help and all that stuff. It's just they can't relate. It's a different mindset, unfortunately, and so that's why we want to be peer driven by peers. And we will have people that have, like I have a master's in social work. I will be working the programs. We'll have substance related treatment people. We will have psychologists. We will have psychiatrists. We'll have everybody that's working with these veterans and first responders will be that exactly, but they will also have degrees in other things to facilitate. We also have a veteran vet that will be working with our animals that we will be having on there. So like even the vet that we're going to be using is a veteran. So like, we're trying to do this as a collaboration with other veteran groups as well. And also veterans, but the other thing I was going to say earlier, before I got cut off this, was that there's so many great organizations out there and we're all trying to help. And, we've partnered with a couple Vets for Warriors and also Hunting with Heroes. They're our partners now, but we're also going to try to reach out with Redhead Farms, who specialize in vegetables, and they do like gardening and stuff like that, and then do farmers markets and do produce to those type of things. and they try to raise money for veterans, as well as True North, which they help veterans and support and first responders, EMS, fire, dispatch, and their families and their communities. And they do a lot of animal stuff. And so we want to network with any organization out there willing to network with us, because I think the biggest thing is collaborating with one another. That's how we're going to make the biggest impact. And the way that we are different is we have a 5-phase program. Either program, Faith or Renewed, will be ran in a 5-phase like stage program. So the first phase is going to be 1 to 2 days. Essentially, the way that works is you go out in the forest and we teach you sustainability and resilience while you're out in the woods. And we kind of take back the whole basic training that we've gone through in the military, or some of the training that you've gone through as a first responder, and we work with you to try to learn the resiliency and try to restructure and reframe that thought process. So instead of being what we got trained to do in the military, which was fight and combat, we're trying to restructure that into working it through yourself, to be a better productive person within yourself, to always be changing yourself to be the best person that you can be, as well as working with your families, with the community, just to try to help support that. So that's what we're going to do in the first phase. The second phase is an obstacle course. So we're going to take you as an individual and as a group of people, and we're going to go through and teach you how to be resilient, determinations on yourself, learning how to overcome any obstacles that you may face in your life. Just like our mission, a new path brings forth a new life. That's it, And then the third phase is learning about animals, learning about their anatomy, working with therapeutic animals that have shown to be therapeutic. The fourth phase is agriculture, teaching you sustainability, resilience on a farm, how to crop, how to grow, how to cultivate, all that stuff. The last phase, which is the final phase, because all that will be covered in the first week. So it's going to be a very intensive week, and it's a 2-week program. We're hoping to bring 12 veterans or first responders out at a time, because that's the impact that we want to make. And the final phase is teaching job trade training. So we'll teach you like blacksmithing, we'll teach you welding, we'll teach you construction, we'll teach you something, and then we'll be partnering with other companies or organizations to help provide further growth within that. And I've also been in talks right now with a couple different companies to do that, to promote that. So if you can't go back to being a first responder or a veteran, you can fall back on that and become a productive member back into civilian life, which for me was very difficult. I did not know how to relate to people when I came back. And even going to college, being 25 years old and starting college as being in the military, I thought there were a bunch of, and I hate to say this, kind of immature young adults, and I didn't feel like I fit in, and it was very hard for me. And so that's what we want to provide. We want to provide a whole holistic approach, mind, body, spirit, and healing and recovery. That's what we want for these people.
Yeah, I really love the sound of that. I love the sound of the whole. Well, first of all the donations will go to funding for the people that are coming for their experience there. It's like travel, food, workshops, whatever. I like the idea that you are. I like the way you're doing this, because now I know exactly how it's going. You're kind of immersing them back in. It's something that they're kind of used to, but getting out of themselves again, being part of the group again. Everybody there that's going to be working there or donating their time there to help are vets or first responders, 100%. And you just kind of go through the different things, which can be soothing, right? And learn some new things like farming or dealing with pets or however, to get out of your mind a little bit, get out of yourself. And then, of course, the opportunity for them to move forward on another path, work related, if they can't go back to serve or whatever, which a lot of vets come back and they don't have. And of course, if they don't deal with any mental unhealth or any physical things, and they just sit there, that's the problem. That's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to get them back, know that there's support, help them learn something new, help them really, I'm sure there's going to be talking sessions and all the rest, which go through all that, right? Like while you're doing it, of course, you're expressing yourself and, bonding with your family. I really love that a lot, man. That's a great idea. I mean, I really do. And this is in Ohio, or
This is going to be started and originated in Ohio. Our large goal is to be in all 50 states at some time, but that's a distant goal. So, you know, that's where we're at. It's going to be a larger thing. It's just a matter of time, right? We got to start somewhere. And the biggest thing for me is like I suffer from PTSD myself, or PTS reformed, right? And so I've dealt with that myself and had to overcome it. And you know, a lot of overcoming it is learning the tools to help you while you're dealing with it, and then doing things like meditation and other things, working out in the gym. I work out 5 days a week, you know, so I do a lot of productive things to try to make sure that my mental health is solid. And you know, we want to provide that to others to show, hey, this is what we've done, maybe this will work for you also. Because the biggest thing that I've found talking to people and through my education is the reason why so many people commit suicide is because they lose sight of their purpose, right? If we can rebuild a purpose for them, then they can repurpose their life, you know. And that's why, you know,
We lost again.
It's the crayon.
I like that idea too, though, of course, because you know, when you're in the military or you're, you know, first responder, you are built to do those things, you know. And when you leave, you're like, well, what do I do now? Type of thing.
Exactly.
So that's so great, because you guys are going to show them, look, there's so many other things we can do. And I mean, man, if anybody can do it, it could be military first responders. I mean, really, you guys, like you said, you don't want to say it, but I'm going to say you've been in the shit. And so, like, there's everything else should come easy if you let it. They just have to have the right guidance. And I think what you're doing is amazing, man. I really do. So I want to real quick. I mean, we're not done by any means, but that's a great breakdown. I wanted to kind of share the site really fast so they can see it.
yeah.
And here it is. So the mission statement and everything is here, guys. Here's the home page. But I think the most, and look, guys, if you guys are a veteran or first responder and you want to help, like you would like, hey, I want to work there. Or, well, I don't know if I'm speaking for you, but if you want to
come out and go through the program.
Yes, the program too. I was going to get there.
Contact us is there for that purpose.
Oh, okay. So if you want to try the program, just know that the information is here. On the top right is the donate button, guys. I've been sharing the link. If I click it, it won't show though, unfortunately, on my end. But you know, there's a little bit about them and where they're going to go, and then you know what their past and what's going on, and then of course you can meet everybody, Brad, John, and the rest of the crew here, and their services and their contact information. But yeah, the main goal here for me is just to help support as much as we can. I appreciate that everyone. I have a lot of people have been saying they're donating. Some people are sending. Someone's going to send a check. That was a Special Forces buddy. So maybe he doesn't do PayPal or something. I'm not sure, but he saw the information on your site. There's a lot of people right now. Eddie, he's serving right now. Actually, he's overseas. I've been keeping in contact with him. And
Mike.
The thing too is what I want to say is there was a question about it being rehab. I guess you could kind of look like that, but I don't like to use that word rehab because I don't want to be rehabilitated. I want to be, you know, made to be better than myself now, right? That to me is better wording for myself, because when I look at rehab, it makes me personally feel kind of like there's something wrong with me, right?
no,
I want to better other people as well as better myself, and that's what I get from it. That's what we all get from it, because when we get to help other people, we're actually getting to help ourselves as well through this process, because we also get to share our experiences and our feelings and the tools that have worked for us. So to answer that question.
Yeah, I like that description. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but like, you know, I went to rehab, but I was a teenage crazy person. So I was on my way out. Like I was either that or I was gonna die. So, but yeah, there's definitely a difference there. Not that rehabilitate, I understand
Not
what
a
you're saying.
bad thing. Yeah.
Not that rehab's bad, but
Yeah.
this to me makes so much more sense. And especially if you have people that are, vets and first responders working there with degrees and different things and all the tools and things that you were saying, the different phases throughout the week or 2-week event, sound really cool, man. I mean, just even if you weren't, a vet or first responder, it sounds like it would be an interesting thing to go do.
Yeah.
Of course, it's for you guys. So,
Well, the thing is it's not going to just be, I mean, we're going to branch out eventually, but our primary focus right now is veterans and first responders. I think it could also help civilians, but that's a whole nother topic, that's a whole nother animal at that time. And I hate to use that word, but it's just another project that we'd have to get more into. And we're trying to be as specific as we can, which when you get into that, that's kind of too broad right now to focus on. But we also want to help, families. We also want to help people in the community. We want to help the caregivers. We want to help that stuff as well. And that's something else that we're working on, but we haven't talked about. So this is new for me talking about it. So we actually have our secretary that it will be driving that, who is part of Nolan's crew. So he can tell you a little more on that, maybe. But yeah, so there's lots of different components to this that's going to happen. It's just, it kind of grows slowly, right? So we got to start somewhere. So right now, what we're trying to focus on is trying to get the money to be operational. So we have all the foundation laid. Now we want to be operational. We were going to try to be operational in August, but then COVID kind of pushed us back. And so now we're trying to open up in February 2nd to be more specific. That's our projection date. We hope to run at least a weekend program, maybe not the 2-week full program, but at least a weekend program to do a condensed version. So anybody that is willing or wants to try to get on that, let us know. Go to our webpage, get in touch with us. We'd love for you to come through and check us out and maybe give us some information and just kind of critique our program, and maybe we can figure out maybe what to change or what more to implement. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And I'll let Nolan talk for a minute if he wants about
go for it.
what we're going to.
Nolan from Outcast Comics, brother. What's going on?
Oh, well, first and foremost, Billy, please allow me to thank you for this.
Thank you for letting me do it.
I've been working with Brad very closely since this was a brainchild of his in 2016. I've run my comic book shop as a part-time job for many years, doing it full-time now. But not only do I do this full-time, I am also with the nonprofit, 15 to 30 hours a week as well. They're about 3.5 hours from me. Literally just drove up this past weekend for a benefit that was up there for 22 Ruck. Which helps. It's part of Mission 22. And if anybody doesn't know what Mission 22 is, Mission 22 is pretty much the sole purpose and the main reason why we all started wanting to do this. We lose 22 veterans a day to suicide. And if we can help just one a day and change that number, that's all we care about. We know we're not going to be able to fix everybody right away, or help them out right away. Not fix them, but help them out right away. So our biggest mission is to just be there for you. You will literally have, once you get done going through programs, you will literally have our personal cell phone numbers. So anytime you need to just talk to somebody, we don't care what time of day it is, call us. We answer our phones. But myself, I was a first responder and saw some pretty messed up stuff, but we won't go into the gory details of that. I am in charge of marketing and advertising and creative design for the nonprofit organization. We won't go too far into the creative design because of non-disclosure agreements, but we will say that I am in the middle of writing a comic book, pretty much focused on all of the mental illnesses that have to do with veterans and first responders. And for the marketing and advertising stuff, obviously that speaks for itself. When Brad said earlier, my team was the secretary that he's talking about, my wife. My wife was a first responder and EMT trainer for quite a few years. So she's been through quite a bit of the thickest stuff as well. But we are just wanting to help these men and women out. I feel that that's why God put us here in a way. I mean, we went through it. We've survived it. Yes, we still fight this crap every single day, but we have found ways to overcome it every single day to take our mind off of it. And that's what we're here for, is to help everybody else to figure out how to do that for them. Not everybody's brain works the same way. So it could take longer with some than others, but
the other thing too that I wanted to reach on is somebody told me the other day when we were doing R.E.N.E.W.E.D, it's about puzzle pieces,
yes,
right? And we're just a piece of that puzzle to make that larger picture to help these veterans and first responders. I mean, there's so many great organizations. I mean, I've been a part of some other ones, not to mention Save a Warrior, SAW. I went through that myself. It really helped me, but, we're another organization that's just trying to help, to be out there to try to fit, because not everything's going to work for everyone. Everybody's very individualistic. And so something that we might offer might help somebody versus another organization. And if we can all collaborate together to make this bigger puzzle happen, then I think we're going to make the best and the greatest impact overall to help these men and women who have served as a veteran or first responder. And that's why I say, if there's anybody listening on here now that is part of an organization and you want to network, hit us up, contact us. Like we're open for any collaboration that we can work on, because at the end of the day, for me personally, I get tired of seeing the fact that we have 22 veterans a day committing suicide. I get tired of seeing that we have 257 first responders committing suicide every year. I get tired of seeing 103 firefighters committing suicide every year. I get tired of seeing 140 police officers committing suicide every year. That's 18 out of 100,000 firefighters, 17 out of 100,000 police officers committing suicide every year that people don't even know about. And so these are the forgotten souls, right?
Yep.
And so at the end of the day, no matter what your religious preference is, no matter who your higher power is, no matter if it's even yourself, we just want to help. We want to be that hand to touch you, to try to give you the tools, to try to do what we can in any way to help make you a better person overall. That's all we want.
Yeah, and we also, when we're talking, Brad was talking about that, is get the brother and sisterhood reconnected. And I've seen a lot of those folks that are posting on here and making comments, is that, they spend time in the military and then, wow, you're out. Same thing happened to me after 23 years. You kind of, if you're not in a organization that's military oriented or first responder oriented, when you initially get out, you're lost. You spend all those years of relying on your brother and sister next to you, and then it's not there. And then when you become a first responder, you have that, but sometimes it's a little different. Being a military member, going into first responder, I know how that is. There's a lot of different mindsets sometimes. Things being a first responder nowadays, it's not easy. I think in one aspect, looking back at my military career of 23 years, there was times I can go back to the base or go back home and rest. As a first responder, you don't have that anymore. You step out your door, you have to be vigilant. You go to work, you have to be vigilant. You're out with your family, you have to be hyper vigilant. And it's difficult. And those things, without somebody to talk to plug in that community to help you, is something that we want to help you do as a first responder or a military, ex-military. So that's where we stand. But in order for us to do that, here it comes. I'm the treasurer. It takes donations. I've seen a lot of folks donate already on here, and it's great. And
we do want to thank every single one of you guys for that too. I mean, that helps a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at, coming in February, things take money. Things don't always work by Zoom, as a lot of with this COVID. Don't like it. This is a person-to-person contact type of thing. and maybe it's 6 foot, but you're still there talking, living, breathing, and you're seeing the expressions and you're hearing the vocal changes in the voice and everything. And that's what we want. We want that human contact with folks that know what you've been through or they've been through it themselves. Just like Nolan says, it's not there to fix you. It's there to help you cope. Things that happened. You can't get rid of them. It's in your mind. But there's things to help you cope and move through that I found in my life, with PTS. It helps. And so we're looking in February, we're looking to hopefully raise, $25,000 or above, to help other veterans and first responders to fly them out here and do that weekend course, as it is now, weekend course to start that healing or start the realization, hey, this is what my trigger points are. These are things I need to realize and understand, and not just for you, but to help you as a family. If you're married, it's the whole family concept. Whatever your mood is affects the family, and we want to make sure that this stays together as a family, in order to keep you here around longer. I mean, we're here for a finite time, and what we do with our lives makes a big difference. In the big scheme of things, we're looking at a $500,000. You're like, ooh, that's a lot. But at the end of the day, what's a human life worth? It's worth way more than $500,000 by far. Who knows what those that come to the program, what they do later on in their life and what their family does in later in life. It changes things. For me and my dad not talking, and I can probably remember about 5 conversations that we had when I was growing up. And as far as a boy growing up into a man, that's not enough conversations to help somebody have a successful life and able to get through what they need to get through. So we're just thanking all of you that are on here tonight. And hey, if you can help, that's awesome. Then spread the word.
For me, myself, again, I didn't serve. My grandpa did. He was, in the Navy, and he was on aircraft carriers, one of those guys, right? And my grandma was, she was making bullets. I mean, there was like a whole bunch of crazy stories back then. But, for myself, again, I didn't serve. But I have a lot of friends that did. And I have a lot of friends that didn't make it back, or they made it back and they didn't make it back. And, or, they're, like you said, coping, trying to get to do something else than what you guys have been trained to do at such a young age, programmed or however you want to call it, that you're, that was your job. I have so many friends even now that have problems at home. They only know one thing. Some special forces guys I know, and all they want to do is go back. They don't feel comfortable here. They don't feel comfortable around people. They talk to me about things that they might not, for some reason, people connect with me and they can tell me more sometimes. And I've heard a lot of things like, this is the last day for me, or, and I'm in that position to talk you down or whatever. I've seen a lot of different things in regard to my friends that have served or first responders, good and bad. But the majority of the time, it's that position where they're not exactly sure where to go from here. And I think that what you guys have told me all around, it's just inspiring. It sounds like it's the right way to attack that situation. You know what I mean? It's the what you guys are thinking about doing and how you're going to do it. It sounds like a great way. So I really wish the best for you guys. So your guys' first round or whatever. So all the donations and everything, and we're going to go to those first few people that are coming to experience it in February.
Yes, exactly. Just like Brad was saying, in February, and all these donations, they don't go to any administrative costs other than getting folks into, the program. And right now, none of it's going to pay anybody, just to get the people in the program to help them.
every single person that is in this organization is all 100% volunteer. We all donate our time, we all donate our knowledge, and we all donate everything that we can possibly donate to them. Blood, sweat, and tears the whole time.
Well, it's definitely a good cause to believe in, man. I can see that being a really easy thing for you guys. It means so much to you, and to have the opportunity to help more people is like, if there was any reason we were here, I think it would be, to help other people, to show love, kindness. At least it feels right in here. There's other, it feels right here.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason we're all here, but when it feels good, it's right. So, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm just super excited to be able to try to help you guys. I will donate when it's over. I'm not able to do that while
It'll
we're doing
kick
this.
you out. It'll shut down the whole program.
That's okay,
I
buddy.
understand. I know how all that works.
I just wanted to touch real quick too. Even though we're not fully operational yet, we're still trying to get there because we're a new organization since last year, and COVID has kind of reduced some things to happen faster than what I would have liked or we would have liked for this organization to be at. You guys can reach out to me. Any email inquiries that you do from the website or even the Facebook, I manage the Facebook. So Cross Plus Roads Therapy Farms on the Facebook, I will respond directly to you as the founder and president. If you cannot get in contact with me, one of our partners, who is vetsforwarriors.com, you can go to their webpage. You can also call them at 855-838-8255, or you can chat with them. They are also peers, and they have also served in the military, and they are a 24/7 support line for help. So you can reach out to me, you can reach out to them. There's so many other organizations too, but we just want to make our difference. We want to be that piece of the puzzle to be the bigger picture and to help. And we need your support. Like Nolan said, I've donated my own money to start this thing up. Nolan has donated comics, and we've done a couple other podcasts, as well as this one. And thanks to Billy and, his support and economics and comics. We couldn't do it without the support. Without you guys, we can't do it. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have the money. If I had the money, I would do it myself, but I can't, so the thing that I can offer is my time and my support, which, time is the most valuable asset that we all have in this life. And so that's what we want to do. We all are giving our time unpaid as volunteers because we want to stop and eradicate the suicide rate from veterans and first responders at the end of the day. That's what our hearts have shown us, and that's what we're compassionate about, and that's what we're here to talk about. So thank you all for all the wonderful comments. Thank you all for what you're doing. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it as the founder and president.
I just want to
if you can't get a hold of Brad through the phone number that's on the Crossroads Therapy Farms website, you can always go to my Facebook page. The phone number that's on there links directly to my personal cell phone. My cell phone does not leave my side. I literally run my whole business on my phone, so it literally does not leave my side.
I just want to say thank you guys all for your service, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Sometimes I wonder, inside, like when someone comes up to you and says thank you for your service, like it's just one of these things I always think about. It's so weird. What is that? How does it feel to you? Like, is that you appreciate that, right? When they say that, or like, it's just a curious thing I always think of, like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, we all appreciate the support and the thanks, because that shows us that you appreciate what we've done and our sacrifice that we may have made, or the sacrifices of our brothers and sisters. So we do appreciate it. I guess it's how it's presented, and the timing too sometimes is important. But speaking of that, tomorrow being Veterans Day, that's something else I want to end on, is I want to appreciate all of the veterans and first responders out there now. Thank you so much for your service, your sacrifice for our country, and those who you served with, who made the ultimate sacrifice. I appreciate all that as a veteran myself. And here at Crossbus Road Therapy Farms, we all appreciate that. And just tomorrow, speaking of which, for you, Billy, too, if you see a veteran, just say thank you, extend your, appreciation to them. I think that they would appreciate that tomorrow, since that's the one day we honor our veterans that have served. So
I try to say it all the time if I know they served it, even if it's not Veterans Day, because I do appreciate it. And I do want to say this. I thank you guys all so much. But Brad, I really appreciated your story a lot. It's a story of strength. Like to be in the state that you were in and to have to go through that physical rehab and paralyze and all those different things to the point where you're still going and you're still, you're trying to make something so great out of it, working in the VA and seeing how that works and trying to like figure it all out and piece it together to make the perfect opportunity for someone to get therapy at Crossroads Therapy Farms. Your story is very inspirational. And I mean, I hope that, unfortunately, so many people would give up, and you didn't. And that really inspires me and means a lot. So I'm hoping that all those other people that are stuck or looking for a way, something else, another way to look at things, check out Crossroad Therapy Farms, as well as for all those people out there that did not serve. Look, I didn't serve, but I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. And if you have the ability to help, I'm not begging you to, and I'm not trying to like convince you. If you have the ability to help and you want to, have some money, please donate to this organization, or any, honestly, any organization. But for right now, if you're one of my subs, please check it out in the link in the description, as well as in the chat throughout the show. I'll paste it one more time. If you guys have anything else to say in closing, go ahead. I really think we kind of covered it. I mean, I'll go all day, but I mean, what's the point?
Yeah. The other thing too is we are tax exempt. At the bottom of our website, you'll see our EIN number, which is our tax exemption number. And for everybody that donates, I will personally give you a letter at the end of the year thanking you, and for your donation that today you'll get a letter from me with my signature on it, thanking you for your donation. So I will take the time to thank you, not only now but also through email or whatever way I can correspond with you. So please, when you do PayPal, please make sure that your email is accurate, so I can send that to you.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it, guys. So I want to thank you, of course, Nolan and Outcast, for reaching out. When we started the coalition, the first thing you did was reach out about that, and I was all about it. So I really appreciate that. And then, of course, Brad and John, thank you guys so much for being on. I don't know. Thank you guys for your service. I'll say it right now. Have a good Veterans Day tomorrow. I'm glad that we could do it a day before, so that people can, maybe check out this video later. For all you that are watching later, if you watch the whole thing, thank you for watching the whole thing. Amazing. But please,
you survived.
And happy Marine Corps 245th birthday. Hoorah, Semper Fi.
All right. Well, if that's it, guys, again, thanks so much. And I think we'll let it go at there. You can check out all the information below. And thank you so much.
Thanks, Billy. Thank you, Economics and Comics.
You're welcome, man.
Thank
Anytime.
you, Outcast Comics, Nolan. Thank you, John Lee Erickson. Thank you all for being here.
All right. We'll see you on the flip side, guys. Thanks.